Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today I'm watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the new, relatively, it came out recently, the new Disney Plus show. It's a strange thing, because I didn't even remember this was happening, and then I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's happening, and then I didn't watch it, and then I was like, just the other day, I was like, I should probably watch that. So, here we are. We're going to watch it. What an enthusiastic way to start a show. I read the original, 5 Percy Jackson books? Good lord. 17 or 18 years ago when I was in middle school. Oh, God. That was a long time ago. The world was very different. There was hair on top of my head, and there was not hair on my chin. So, yeah, or glasses on my face. So, yeah, the world was different. I was also probably 200 pounds lighter, maybe more, probably more. I don't know. I'm very different. I'm very old now. Doesn't matter. What matters is I do remember enjoying the books. I don't fully remember the plot of each of them. Like I remember a little bit about the first one. I do also remember the original movie, the original Percy Jackson movie that came out. That feels old. That feels like 10 years ago. Not that me being in middle school doesn't feel old. It's just that now I feel old because of it. I gotta sneeze. Or I don't. Okay. Anyway. Anywho. So yeah, I do remember the movie. I did not watch the sequel, but I do remember the movie. I do, though, remember being the only one who didn't hate the original movie. Looking back, no, it's not good. It's not really good. And I know the author, Rick Riordan, hates the movie. But I don't remember it being awful when I first saw it. Then again, I was child, so maybe I didn't have the best taste. And now my nose is bugging me because I couldn't sneeze. Anyway, so now, years later, Disney Plus has given us a new version of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I assume that this first season is covering the first book. That would make the most sense to me. So if that's true, that's pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how good this is going to be. But if you are here, and you're probably not here for a detailed comparison of this to the original book, I am not in a position to make that. I read that book nearly 20 years ago and didn't read it since. So, yeah. I'm very qualified, but I get to relive the tale nearly 20 years later as a grown man. So, yeah. Anywho, this intro's gotten weird, I think. If you want to watch my full unedited reaction to this episode of Percy Jackson, you can, for free. Normally I lock this behind a paywall on Patreon, but it's the first episode of the season, so I make it free. So what you gotta do is head down in the description or into the pinned comment. There'll be a link there. I'll take you over to the post. Again, it's free. And basically what you have to do is sync up your copy of this episode of Percy Jackson to my footage. What you do is you hit play on my video. There'll be a count-in, a 3, 2, 1. That's when you hit play on Percy Jackson. Should sync up within a margin of error. Maybe you have to try again, but should work out. And yeah, and hopefully you enjoy that. If you don't want to watch that, you can obviously just stay here on YouTube and you'll have the edited reaction. That'll be fun. And whichever you decide to do, I do encourage you to stick around after the reaction, because we're going to go over the notes that I took over this episode, and we're going to discuss the episode. So yeah, and as a quick side note, even though this doesn't really affect you, I'm watching 3 episodes in one day, actually, so I'm not filming this like I normally film my other shows. I've got a day off, so I figured but why relax when I could do more work? So I'm going to be doing these 3 episodes right in a row, but they'll be on a week-to-week upload schedule. With that said, why don't we just jump right into episode 1 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Here we go.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Alrighty.
My name is Percy Jackson. I'm 12 years old.
12 years old,
Am I
damn.
a troubled kid? Yeah.
That's the actual age.
You could say
They
that.
didn't have that in the movie.
That's me, back in 2nd grade.
Meh.
Why was I up there?
You just chilling?
I saw something. At least, I could have sworn I saw something.
Oh. Oh.
When you say you saw something like that, you wind up in this guy's office.
Meh.
Good news. He's saying there's nothing to worry about.
Is that the
Oh,
guy from
my
The Incredibles?
Hey fellas, want to come hear about the imaginary stuff I see? It's not a thing you want to be saying to anyone. So I didn't.
Yeah, but the 2nd grade.
Then
It's what everyone
something
does,
changed.
right?
I met Grover.
Oh, Grover.
A lot in common.
Yeah, oh. I remember Grover. I remember the characters. We're gonna figure out that I actually remember more of the book than I realize.
It felt good to talk about these things with Grover. You could almost believe they were imaginary. Weird, but
Meh.
harmless. Until the day that changed too.
Hey man, you guys can play D&D.
Until the
What you see here are the truest and deepest parts of yourselves. Friends,
Oh,
gods,
Mr. Brunner,
monsters,
okay.
the
I
heroes
legitimately am
you
being
see
taken
here
back
in this
to
room
7th grade.
reminders of what we are capable of.
Perseus.
He and his mother were placed in a wooden chest and cast out into the sea by a very angry king. Alone, afraid, and at night, his mother would whisper in his ear, "Hold fast, Perseus. Brave the storm that was made to break us, for we are unbreakable as long as we have each other."
Percy?
Mom?
I'm right here, sweetie. Mommy's here.
Mr. Jackson, you will learn to control yourself. Do you understand me?
Me?
Do you understand me?
He can't help it, Mrs.
Well, he
Potts.
just, like...
Percy's special.
That's enough.
Bitch, I'm about to smack you,
Pay them no mind.
assholes.
When you're ready to hear what the gods have in store for you, they'll tell you.
Is the other teacher also a monster? Because she was a bitch.
You'll be needing this.
Oh, shit.
Hang on to that.
I know what this is.
The mighty-
Do I have that still? Jeez. I don't have the books. I wonder... I don't think I have that. I remember having a toy of that a long time ago. I don't know. I gotta clean my fucking room, man.
Childhood trauma, feelings of inadequacy.
Look, I get the Nancy's issues. I'm just getting tired of her
Yeah.
taking them out on me. I feel like maybe it's time to do something about it.
You could make an appointment to see Mr. Kane. He's really good
I
at
was
talking
thinking
to
more like shoving Nancy in the nearest dumpster.
Oh, okay. That's an idea.
No. No.
But let's
No, there's
dial
one
it
thing I
back.
know about bullies is that you should never, ever stand up to them.
That doesn't sound right.
Meh. No, it doesn't, actually.
Oops.
Fucking Nancy.
Percy?
Whoa! Well,
Percy pushed me!
you can't prove that on film. He never touched you. Oh.
You are.
Uh-oh. I know it!
You're not fools. It was only
Mrs.
a
Dodds.
matter of time before we found you.
Oh.
Where is it?
Oh god. Can everyone else see this? Oh. The sword. Let's go. Was that in his head, though?
Where's Mrs. Dodds?
Meh.
Percy, there's no one here by that name.
She's been dead for 40 years.
But in this case, the truth seems very hard to deny. Mr. Jackson,
You want to turn on a light in here?
classmates saw you and Mr. Underwood arguing with Miss Bobofit. Yet you
Boba
have
Fett.
offered no explanation. I didn't touch Nancy.
Hey, man. CCTV. There's got to be something. He didn't touch her.
Percy had told me earlier in the day that he wanted to get back at Nancy for all she'd done to us. Grover. And he isn't being truthful about what happened at the fountain. Grover.
Excuse me. Are you saying you saw Mr. Jackson assault Miss Bobofit?
Yes. I did.
Well, shit. I don't remember that.
You can tell me. I might just understand.
Man, I like this guy.
Percy, I've seen a lot of young people go through this sort of thing in my time. But
Damn, he went to a fucking fancy AF school. Jesus.
Have you considered eating more fruit? Hey, I eat plenty of fruit. Have you considered eating more fruit?
Oh. Hello, Percy.
Hi.
Hey, Eddie. Sorry about that.
I'm walking out. You're walking in. I should be apologizing to you.
Meh. He's getting the fuck out of there.
So what'd you get kicked out for?
Said I attacked a kid on a field trip.
Okay. All right. But still, you're gonna live under my roof?
He vaguely respects that.
Your roof? My mom is the only one employed here.
Excuse me? I have a job. What does it look like I'm doing right now?
Losing at imaginary poker.
Yeah, nothing. Let me tell you, as a guy sitting right here, you don't have a fucking job, alright?
What are we doing, Percy? Every time. Wow. Wow.
This guy looks like a mixture of Javier Bardem and Bob Odenkirk.
All that matters is that you're here, okay?
Yeah.
And that I had enough time to pick up your welcome home gift.
Blue meth? Sweet.
I don't know how anyone expects me to get any work done.
Percy and I are leaving for Montauk. I'll have the car back by Sunday morning.
Whoa. Since when are you going to Montauk?
I called to reserve the place as soon as I got off the phone with Yancey.
Who's Yancey?
The school?
Okay.
Wait, so Nancy went to the Yancey school, but the Yancey, like, super fancy school has a beat-up truck? I like these commercial breaks on a streaming service. Jesus, I can't see anything!
who are you?
Oh dear.
So weak, so scared, so sad. Run away, little hero.
So sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
We're here.
On three?
Ready? 1, 2.
Aw. Man. I love that detail of quickly wiping away the tears.
What did she say to you?
She?
Yeah.
How did you know it was a she?
Dang it. You overplayed.
Do you know why we come to this cabin every year?
Because it's near the septic tank, so it's cheap.
Meh.
How did you know about that thing I
We
saw?
come to this place every year because this is the place I met your father. From the moment I first saw him, I knew that I had never met a man like him before.
Yeah.
And then I realized he was unlike any man I had ever met before.
And that he's not.
Because he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a man at all. He was a god.
This is gonna be a hard sell.
You fell in love with God? Like Jesus?
No.
Once they reach a certain age and they begin to understand what they are,
Yeah.
terrible forces are drawn to them, driven to harm them before they can become strong enough to fight back. That
Huh.
is what you have been feeling. It has always
Is this...
been part of who
Wait.
you are. It
You
was
know...
always coming. Why are you telling
Has this always been sort of maybe allegorical a little bit? I never noticed. Aside from the God part.
I asked how the night. You said we could all leave in the morning.
Sorry, I'm early, but I didn't have any choice. Things have changed. This is all developing a lot faster than we anticipated.
Early?
Meh.
You should have asked me before you... Whatever it is you're gonna say, I don't want to hear it. Grover?
Percy.
He's not wearing pants, is he?
Grover, why is there half a goat in your pants?
Oh, it's...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, she didn't tell you about...
No, we were getting to that.
You didn't tell him about me?
You're early.
We just started, bro.
So the important thing is not to panic.
Nah.
We'll continue this in the car. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm your best friend, and
What are you?
Yeah.
I'm a satyr,
Oh.
and I'm your protector.
You're my protector?
If I hadn't gotten you kicked out of school, you'd have never survived the night.
Nah.
What's chasing is something powerful is at work here. The sooner we get you to camp, the better off you're...
Nah.
You told him about camp, right?
No.
Not yet. No.
But 07, you told me.
Eh. Uh-oh. Oh, God.
He's relentless. He's wearing underpants.
Nah. Oh, yeah, sure enough.
The Myth and Magic cards were training. Everything has been training for what's still ahead of you.
What's ahead of me?
Oh, my God. Magic the Gathering is real.
Hold on, please.
He's actually 24. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I don't know if your Buick is stronger than a Minotaur. Oh! Jiminy! Oh, that guy's dead.
Keep him safe from anyone or anything that comes for him, that wants to do harm, that looks at him the wrong way. Do you understand me?
I swear.
Oh, God. Boy, neither Buick nor semi-truck can stop the Minotaur.
You're gonna need to be brave now. Remember what I taught you. Remember the stories I told you, especially the stories they will tell you.
No way.
Mom, I'm not leaving you. Perseus.
Oh. Oh. Ow, and it's red too. It's perfect for the bull. Hey, you big undie freak. Do it! Ole! Aha! Oh no. Ah! Okay, that's like weirdly the least graphic thing that could have happened. Oh. Oh. But you're squandering your chance to get away. Damn, did you get it? Thank God this sword is a light source too. Oh my God. Okay, that didn't last. Oh no. Ah, you missed. Get up on the Hydra's back, Yug. Oh! Damn.
He's waking. Everyone, give him some space, please.
Oh.
Welcome to camp, Percy Jackson. We've been expecting you.
Oh, let's go. All right. Go ahead and let the credits play for a bit. Man, that was awesome, actually. Written for television by Rick Riordan. That makes sense. Like, he put the work in. You know what? This... Like, him to this is like Oda with One Piece, you know? Like with the Netflix adaptation. You get in there and make sure it's good. Oh, there's more. Oh, this is a preview. Next time on Percy Jackson. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I feel 20 years younger. Maybe not 20. Maybe, I guess not quite 20. If 20 years younger would make me 6. So, 15 years younger. Just about. Just about 15 years younger. Goodness. Oh, boy. Man, I don't think I own any of the books, actually. And see, I don't know what, like, happens after the 5th book. Like, I didn't read after the 5th book. So, I don't know. I bet I don't actually own the books because I probably checked them out of the library back in middle school. But, man, oh, man. I mean, that was good. That was good. You know, if I can just, like, speak for a moment about adaptations, man, just, like, why is it that we like, I don't want this to come out wrong, but why is it that we absolutely need the original creators in order to do a good adaptation? And I say that because this is a good adaptation, and Rick Riordan made sure of that. But between this, I hear that the One Piece Netflix show is really good, and that had a lot of that had a lot of oversight by Oda, the writer of One Piece. And then, like, what was the other one I was just thinking of? Oh, well, I don't know. But, like, then I guess there's these, and then there's the other side of that coin, which would be, like, Netflix Avatar, which technically hasn't come out, so I guess I can't give an opinion on, but, the reports, the initial reports are not very good. But, I mean, something like, I don't know, Netflix Death Note, Netflix Cowboy Bebop, a lot of Netflix, actually. Well, you know, but Disney Plus is not excluded from that. I did not watch the Disney Plus Artemis Fowl movie. I heard it was atrocious, though. And that is a shame, because I really like Artemis Fowl. So, I hope that we get a good Artemis Fowl at some point, because that was the other thing. Look, let me tell you something about me in middle school. I read the first 2 Harry Potter books in middle school, and I started reading the 3rd book, and I got bored like 2 chapters in, and I left, and I never read Harry Potter again. I was not a Potterhead. I did not care about Harry Potter at all. What I did enjoy in middle school, A, is Percy Jackson, B, is Artemis Fowl. And I'm so glad that Percy Jackson is now getting a good adaptation. Thank God. Now, if we could just get Artemis Fowl, I would be so friggin' happy, man. I want to look up a couple of the actors, namely Brunner, who is a far cry from Pierce Brosnan. I do remember that about the original movie. So, I'm sure there'll be things that I do remember from the original story, and I'll slightly bring them up when I can, but, like, again, it's like after The Lightning Thief, I don't really remember much of those books, probably because they didn't, well, I guess the second book had a movie, but I didn't watch that, so let me look real quick at a couple of the actors. Alrighty, I don't recognize any of them. That kind of happens sometimes, so I don't know, just a couple of them look familiar, so I was just curious, but yeah, very, very good right off the bat. And again, like, because, I mean, this is like, what, the first 20 minutes of the original movie, you know? So, this is really good just right off the bat, man. You know, it is a thing, too, of, like, there's a part of me that kind of thinks that I think books should be adapted into TV shows more than movies. Like the Harry Potter movies, I have actually seen all the Harry Potter movies. It was a long time ago now, but I have watched all of them. They were pretty good, but... And of course, I know that Max, or formerly HBO Max, they want to do their own Harry Potter show. I don't care enough to watch that. I don't care enough to watch many Harry Potter things for multiple reasons nowadays, so... On top of the fact that I just didn't care about the books, but yeah, but like this is just really good, just adapting. Again, I'm assuming these 8 episodes are adapting the entire first book, at which point, if you go through the original 5, that's 5 seasons, you know? Again, I don't know what happens after the 5th book. Like, I think they go into, like, a different series. I think it's still Percy Jackson, though, as the main character, but, again, past the 5th book, I have no knowledge. I did not read those, so... But, yeah. But specific things I do remember. I mean, I remember this. I remember the mom dying. You know, I remember Grover and Brunner and Mrs. Dodds, and I do remember some moments from the rest of the series, you know, another character that I'm assuming we are getting next episode, you know, the general goal of what we're doing, and I think the twist of this season, but I'm not going to say anything. Basically. I'm going to let that happen naturally, because it is entirely possible that there are people who are watching this for the first time. Maybe they're also watching these reactions while they're watching it. It's entirely possible. So if that's the case, I'm going to try not to spoil too much, but just be aware, basically, that might happen. But I'm gonna do my best to avoid that. But yeah. But man, I mean, this is really interesting. Okay, so I remember the biggest thing, well, maybe not the biggest thing, but one of the things about this was, you know, Percy Jackson has dyslexia, you know? And they explain it. I thought they were going to explain it in this episode, but I just said, but, you know, they'll explain it later, I'm pretty sure. I think, unless I'm misremembering what it is, but that's part of it, is the imagining things, also his dyslexia and stuff, you know. He's supposed to be this, you know, quote-unquote broken kid, and it's here, you know, once he starts realizing who he is, you know, he realizes he's not broken, he's just different, and that's okay. So, I remember that from the book. What I don't remember, though I am completely positive that it is there, is the, kind of, I guess, I don't know how to, like, phrase this per se, but that's my clock going off, by the way, but the allegory of coming out, basically, or being, you know, not, basically being queer, you know, and now I don't want to say too much about that, because I cannot talk about that, you know, I am straight white male, you know, so I don't want to, you know, try to be like, well, it's like this and this and this and this. It's like, I don't know. I don't have anything to relate it to, you know? Like, I can relate Percy Jackson to kind of being the weird kid, you know? I mean, let's just say, I wasn't the weirdest kid. I wasn't the weirdest kid in middle school. Good Lord. This is making me remember middle school. Good Lord, man. So it's an interesting thing of, like, you know, I could definitely see that being something that, you know, closeted queer people could identify with, you know? And that's an interesting thing, because it's like, again, and that's let me tell you, that's not present in that original movie. I don't know how much was present in that original movie now that I think about it, you know? But I'm curious about that. Like, how much of that... Well, A, how much of that was intended in the original book, and B, like, how much of that was taken that way, you know? Like, I'd be curious about that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to be like, well, you know, did this help? Well, maybe it did help people. I don't know. Like, I could see a lot of people relating to Percy's story in different ways than, you know, obviously than being the son of a god, you know? So yeah, you know, it's an interesting thing. And I like that it's like, you know, you are not broken. You are singular. You are special. You are a miracle, you know, and here it's, you know, in more ways than one, this kid's a miracle, but also the fact that, yeah, it's like, it's that affirmation of like, no, you, because I mean, and it's an interesting thing because, you know, there is a thing with, you know, kids and their parents of like, you know, especially like, let me try to formulate a thought and then I'll say it, of it's like, you know, parents thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with my child, you know? Or it's like, there's nothing wrong with my perfect child. They would never do something wrong. But, see, it's sort of a half and half. Because on the one hand, it's like, no, I'm agreeing with the mother here. It's like, no, you are special. Every person is special, you know? Every person is special. Every person is unique. And they go through different experiences, you know? On the other hand, I am also the person who would say, yes, but I don't know. Do you guys know what I'm trying to talk about? You probably don't. I'm just probably talking out my ass, you know? I'm not talking about my ass, but out my ass. So, I don't know, because it's a thing, like, okay, let's take this episode. You have Nancy, the bully, which I do find it interesting just how little screen time that really took up of them going to the Met. Like, for some reason I remember that being bigger, but no, not really. So, but yeah, but the whole thing with the bully with Nancy, it's like, you know, I could see her having parents that are like, oh, you know, nothing, like, anytime Nancy would do anything, I would imagine, like, throwing shit at Grover. I could imagine her parents being like, oh, not my perfect child. Like, you kid's a bitch. Like, let's just say that, you know? So, I don't know. So, it's like, I kind of see both sides of, like, yes, Percy, you are incredibly special, not just because you're a demigod, but you're a great, unique person. You know, you aren't broken. You're a person. You need to accept that. On the other hand, Nancy's kind of a bitch. So, I don't know. I do like Grover saying, though, that I like Grover saying, like, it's like, you know, bullying, you know, it's often come from, you know, problems that they have, you know, psychological problems or problems at home. I love Percy being like, yeah, I get that. Nancy probably has her own problems. Can she not take them out on me? You know, like that. I really like that line. So yeah, this is some good stuff, man. And yeah, the casting is also really good too. I like that they cast young. I don't remember Percy being 12 years old in the book. He probably was, though. But in the original movie, no, they cast teenagers, if not just adults playing teenagers, you know? So, I like this, that it was more, that they are aiming younger. Probably because, you know, this is at least going to last 5 years if they go through 5 seasons and all 5 books. The first 5 books, at least. So at least, you know, with that, you know, it'll allow these kids to grow up with the series, at least. So that's at least something. But yeah, but all that was good. Gabe was also interesting. Again, I don't remember. I mean, there's not much of Gabe in the book, you know. But I do remember Gabe a bit from the first movie. Their dynamic was completely different from the dynamic that's in here, and I know the reason. Again, I know why why basically the mom has to stay with Gabe, you know. But again, they'll probably go into that later. But yeah, but it was interesting with Gabe. It's like he's just kind of lazy. Like I don't know. Like it was interesting. Like there's no abuse. There's no. I mean, yeah, he sucks, but it's like he's not. I don't know. He's just kind of in his own world almost. I don't know. He's kind of a dick, but at the same time, like that mom can handle him. Sally can handle him. So I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic. It's very different. Again, I don't remember if it was that way in the book or not. So yeah, you're gonna be hearing that a lot. I don't remember if it was like that in the book or not, but I bet it was. You know. It's like, I'm not going to rely on 15-year-old memory, and I'm just going to assume it was, you know? So, yeah. Then they went to the cabin, which was interesting. I like that moment of, like, you know, do you know why we come to this cabin every year? Because it's near the septic tank, so it's cheap. It's like that was really funny, but it's like, no, this is where Sally and his father met, which was interesting. I like that they don't reveal quite yet who his father is, so that's an interesting choice. But yeah, but that was interesting. I like Grover coming in and just being like, yeah, you didn't tell him what I am, and it's just like, you came early. It's like she just started talking about who Percy really is, and then Grover showed up. So yeah, and then the Minotaur. I don't remember the Minotaur wearing underwear, but here we are, you know. And I like that the magic cards, basically all those cards were basically like preparing Percy for it, you know. That was really interesting, and then there was the touching goodbye between him and his mother, which was great. Again, though, I don't remember Percy putting up a friggin' fight, man. Like, that was crazy. Like, not only does he get the sword, which, you know, I thought about, like, do I still, you know, have... I remember there was, like, a Percy Jackson toy sword, and I wanted that as a kid. And I don't think I ever got it, but I do remember it being at, like, Barnes & Noble or something. So, I remember I always wanted that, though, because that was so cool, you know? But I love him, you know, he got the sword, the pen sword, and then him, you know, going and attacking that friggin' Minotaur. Like, that was crazy. And then, like, because I thought for a second, like, okay, Grover will save him, Brunner will save him, someone's going to save him, you know? But I like that, he literally gets up on his back, rips his horn off, and friggin' kills him. Like, that was crazy, man. But, damn. That was cool. That was really, really cool. I enjoyed that. I like that he stood up and fought, you know. I mean, it killed his mom, you know. It killed his mom. Poor woman, you know. So that was great. But, yeah. Really, really great stuff. I'm enjoying this, and I get to watch 2 more episodes today. Hooray! But we'll be back. The next episode will be uploaded next week, and yeah, we'll go from here. What do you guys think of Percy Jackson and the Olympians? Did you read the book 15 years ago like I did, or did you read it recently? Have you seen the original weird movie, or I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Percy Jackson reactions, even though there's only one right now, as well as another video on screen if you want to go click that. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.